Hi, I have my button quail again today, and I wanted to show you a little bit about their setup. Now, it was a little cooler outside today, and these guys are only 2 weeks old, and it was getting really warm here, so I wasn't bothering with a heat lamp, but it's only like 40 degrees outside today. It's May, and in New York it can get cool, so I put their heat lamp back up. Clay built a little grid to go along here just in case they would fly up so these little button quail can't get through the cages, in case you decide to house your button quail in a regular house, like a little, pet setup. And we have our feeder, and we have a quail feeder or waterer, because they can drown in their water, so they're so tiny when they're chicks. Now these guys are getting really nice and tame, and I can pick them up and hold them, but I want to just kind of forewarn you that if you get quail and you let them loose, they run so fast, it'll be a miracle if you catch them. So if you get button quail, you have to be really careful. The best way to get button quail is from eggs and to raise them up yourselves. So if you do get a button quail from other people and they haven't been hand raised, they're probably not going to be too good to pick up and hold, because if they get loose, you might as well forget it. And the worst part is they'll probably be lost somewhere in your house. So these little button quail are having a great time. They're taming up nicely. I just put the heat lamp in there because they were all huddled together, so I figured they needed some warmth. But I'm going to watch it so they don't get too hot, so I can move it back and forth and plug it in and out. But these guys are having a great time. They're so sweet. They're so little. Oh my goodness! If I could pick one up, they might. I'll show you how little they are in my hand. Come on, sweetie. See how little they are? I mean, they are tiny, 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 tiny. See if I can bring them over here and in the light. See how little they are in my hand? Now these guys are 2 weeks old, so I'm going to put him back in there. And if you hold a button quail, I'm going to show you a way to hold them, because that one wasn't held right. Come on, guys, I know you're not tamed. If I can reach over and touch one, if they'll let me. Okay. If I can show you by the hand, you want to kind of get your 2 fingers over their head like this, and have your fingers real firm, otherwise they can get loose. Now this is only when you first get them, before they're pretty tame. And these guys, their wings aren't clipped or anything. But this is how you want to hold them, or you're going to lose them. So these guys are taming up, and I hold them different when I'm petting them and stuff. But I just want to show you, if you decide to get button quail, best way is buy an egg, tame them up, and they were a little flighty because they weren't used to me, grabbing in like that. I don't like to chase them around, but, I know that if you get button quail and you want to tame them, you would probably want to know how to handle them. So they're a little flighty now that I grabbed a couple of them, so they're going to be a little nervous. But they're still pretty friendly, so I'm just we'll let them kind of be for a little bit, because I want them to feel like it's a good thing to have me come around with treats and goodies, and not somebody just putting my hand in there and grabbing them and such. So these are the little button quail, and so you can kind of see how sweet they are. Excellent pet. If you are looking for a pet, they're not real noisy. I say that because a lot of people, that's a concern with birds, is the noise and the mess. They're not messy because all their litter is like in the bottom of their cage. It's not being tossed seeds out the sides, and it's kind of like having a hamster or something like that as far as the litter. So these are the little button quail. They're having a great time, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you in our next video.